So earlier you talked about bringing together writers and artists from all over the industry to do what they do best to make future games for Nexus. So tell me more about your plans for that. What's your big vision?
to, to give them a vehicle to do what they want to work on. I mean, there's not a as of right now, there's not a real big market for what Mike does.
Mhm.
Mike likes to draw stuff like this, like this poor hapless guy getting carved up by floor saws, you know. Um, but he loves drawing, that kind of stuff. Like he likes dark, macabre um, stuff. He'd prefer to do fantasy. Let me
Yeah.
disclaimer that he'd rather do fantasy than sci-fi, as he's told me on many occasions. But he likes doing stuff like this, and there's a lot of artists that are kind of pigeonholed into just doing kind of a one thing in the industry. Like there's this one art style, like a kind of, just a real kind of realistic, you know, high fantasy art stuff, which is great and it's beautiful and there's incredibly talented people that do it. But, after a while, it all just kind of blurs together a little bit. And it's I don't know, it's almost like music, like a new kind of music comes out and everybody's really into it, and then people kind of start copying, and everything starts to sound the same, even though like that bass thing was so good and so original.
Mhm.
It just gets kind of drowned out after a while, and just don't see people taking a lot of risks on stuff that isn't popular already. And it seems like a lot of the artists and the writers out there, like, I don't know, we want to be a place where they can come and try new experimental things that there isn't a market for yet, where people can come and play with something outside of the community's comfort zone a little bit, and they've got a vehicle to explore it.
Yeah, one of my pet peeves, I guess, was that like when a company's trying to market a game, they pick the art style for that game and they stick with it. And with ours, we actually try to bring together different artists where, it's not just one art style. And the reason we did that is because we want people to understand that it's what they see in their head for the world. And I think by showing them different art styles and in different ways of it being presented, I think it really kind of drives that fact home.
Yeah, I just want, at the end of the day, I want Mike to keep being able to work on stuff he wants to work on. I want Danny to be able to keep working on stuff that he wants to work on. And I want other artists to um, see that there's room for them in this industry to actually be creative and do stuff that's outside of the box, you know? And writers. Writers too. There's definitely nothing normal about the lore that we created, for our game. I don't
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
there's not a whole lot out there like it. You know, but yeah, we want people to be able to keep doing what they love doing. That's the stuff that gets me through my 9 to 5, job. When I'm going to work every day and I'm, collating shit or paying bills or whatever, it's mindless and it's horrible and it sucks. And at the end of the day, to be able to come home and look at something that somebody's done who's had the opportunity or the perseverance to sit and be creative all day, and to just look at it, like, it makes what I'm doing worthwhile. Like, I feel good about spending my money on something like that.
Mhm.
I feel almost like I'm a part of it because I'm, financing it in some way. Like, I'm, here's money for this amazing thing that you've done that's helping get me through my shitty existence, of, selling widgets or whatever it may be. I'd like to have a whole company that does that for more than one person, more than one art book at a time.